Hi everybody, it's Patricia Warby, Alchemy Therapies here, and just a quick one this morning. Just it's a grey, rainy day, and it made me think a little bit about how kind of we feel in the world is largely dictated by the messages we received. I've just been working with a client, and shame kept coming up. And shame is such a common emotion, and so few of us realize we have it and the function it provides, but how it can get overused. So I wanted to talk about transforming shame. So this is a positive video, not a depressing one. So shame is basically a feeling of I'm not enough, or I'm wrong, or I'm broken, or I don't deserve. It's a sense feeling, and it's felt in the body. It's not a mental construct, although you might think that. It's actually messages from your body that you received when you were very little. And it's a normal part of development, but it can become very overwhelming when you don't get the degree of connection that you need from the person who's meant to care for you. So usually mum or dad, or, you know, at school, people that are meant to take care of you and notice you and kind of nurture you and look after you may not be able to do that for various reasons. They may be overwhelmed themselves. They may, you know, just not be very connected with your feelings. There's so many reasons why you get the wrong messages, and this felt sense of being okay in your body, of being enough, of being good enough, of being worthy of love and good things may go terribly awry. And it normally arises early in life, as a normal part of child development, around about the time when you are developing a sense of individual self. So sort of after the ages of 2, really, 2 till about 7. And you're exploring the world and you want to find out what everything is. And you may be doing activities that to you seem exciting and perfectly okay, but to those around you might be unacceptable in some way. Say you want to run into the road to explore the road, or you want to stick your fingers in a socket because you wonder what the hole is. And good caregiving should take you away from that situation because it's dangerous, and immediately your body will react to that because this thing that seemed really exciting has suddenly been taken away, and you'll probably burst into tears, or you may freeze depending on your neurological responses. But if that is then soothed, then shame becomes not embodied in quite the same way. It can be resolved. Now, if that happens on a regular basis where you are told, you know, don't do that, we don't approve, or we don't like that about you, or that's not good, you actually begin to develop the belief that you are not good, that something about you is broken or wrong. And so that's where shame can become very, very deeply embedded, because it's part of your survival brain's responses to keep you connected, to keep you attached to the people that love and care for you, hopefully. Now, we all know that not everyone's perfect. Parents are not perfect. They come through life with their own shame stories and the things that happen to them. And so shame can become transmitted down the generations. And if your parents had a lot of shame, often we witness that in others, and we kind of download it for ourselves as well, as a sort of message of, oh, I have to take their shame on. That certainly happened to me. And shame isn't an emotion that necessarily announces itself. So it's not something that you know that you have, actually, until you come to putting yourself forward for things, until that's, you want to enter a relationship, or you want to start a new business, or you've got some project that you want to undertake that would require you to feel okay in yourself, to have that sense of, I guess, self-esteem and self-confidence. And suddenly you'll find lots of reasons not to put yourself forward. It's not worth it. Oh, I'll be hopeless. Oh, that won't work. Oh, everyone else does that better than me. I'll leave that to someone else to do. And so you find that you're actually undermining your own wishes and desires to live a wholehearted life. And this, of course, is what the researcher Brené Brown found, or Brené, I should say, she's American. Brené Brown found was that actually shame is what got in the way of living wholeheartedly. And that vulnerability, which, by the way, is not weakness, it's actually being open-hearted, open to failing, open to making mistakes, but open to joy as well, is a really big part of that. So feeling okay in yourself is what I like to think of as the foundation to putting yourself out there and exploring the world in an open and aligned way, something that's in resonance with you, that's authentic to you. But boy, oh boy, that'll undermine you hugely. And also we tend to find that the results aren't good when we're battling shame. So that will reinforce shame, of course. So the business project that we tried failed. The money that we thought we'd earned for something suddenly disappears or doesn't materialize. The relationship that we thought, this is the one that's going to transform my life, goes the same way all the other ones have gone. And so actually that reinforces the feeling of I'm not enough. The world doesn't love me or care for me. There's nothing about me that is supported and loved. And they're very subtle emotions. They're not like anger or fear, which you know immediately what that feels like. Shame is a kind of subtle wash, really. And in order to remove it, you can't attack shame. You can't tell yourself off for feeling like that. I'm stupid. It's ridiculous that I feel this way, because that, of course, just embeds it further. And so understanding that you have to soothe and comfort and acknowledge your feelings as understandable, as a learned experience. You weren't born with shame. It's in fact your birthright to live free of shame, to belong in this world, to have a connection to everyone and everything, to express yourself authentically, and to live your best life. I know everyone says that, it's a bit of a cliche, but it's no doubt true that we all want to be heard. We all want to be felt in the eyes and arms of those that love us. You know, we long to connect, all of us. It's what our nervous systems are designed to do. And our current life actually denies that. You know, we're all separate. We can't connect with each other right now. Particularly, it's all social media, which is such a distorted version of connection, because actually you can say anything on social media. You can attack people without any consequences whatsoever to you, and so people do frequently shame each other. It's insidious, actually, how much shame there is on social media, and we're living divorced lives from each other, you know, where we can't intermingle, we can't connect, we can't have shared purpose. At least that's what we're told. I think that's going to change very, very soon, and we're going to find a new meaning and a new purpose in life. And it's not going to be to uphold the current system, which is really not healthy. You know, it's really not healthy. And one of the ways that I deal with shame, actually, apart from, you know, obviously teaching people about what it is and why it's there and why it's so common, is I help to reconsolidate. That's the term, the memory. So actually rewire is another way of thinking of it. Rewiring a memory or memories that contributed to that shame story. So, you know, I've already given you one example of when maybe you were very young. You probably won't remember that, but your body will. But say you're at school and this is a memory that you might remember, that you've had something said or done to you, like you're humiliated in front of the class. That happened to me once when I was about 7, and I've never forgotten it. My body's never forgotten it. Or something was said to you that kind of belittled you, or your friends rejected you in some way, or, you know, these little hurts go very, very deeply. And those memories live on. They live on as a sort of pattern of response in your body, so that when you meet shame in your adult life, actually your brain sort of takes out the memo of what to do in this situation based on its past experience. And so it will bring out the shame memo, if you like, and go, okay, this is what we need to do around shame. And it will be, as I've said, maybe you'll attack someone else, or you'll belittle them as a response, or you'll become frozen and shut down. And so you actually disappear inside yourself. And that's a very common effect as well. So when we raise these memories, we actually light up the neuronal connections. So the connections in your nerve cells, in your brain and the rest of your body, because it isn't just your nerve system connects to your body. So it goes down the vagus nerve and the spinal nerves to your organs and obviously arms and legs. But we're talking mainly about your autonomic system, which is to do with your body organs. And those messages are actually sent to your gut. or to your heart. So you've all had that sinking feeling when you're humiliated, or maybe your gut will start churning when you're embarrassed or nervous. These are messages sent to and from your back brain, your limbic brain, to your body. And so when we light up that memory, and I'll ask people, you know, remember that time when you were 7, and I'll ask them what's going on in your body. Often those same feelings will come up again. So you'll feel that churning in your stomach. And by doing that, we're actually lighting up those nerve pathways in order to rewire them, to reconsolidate that memory. And it's amazing to watch this being done, because when you reconsolidate, basically what you do is you move the memory from a part of your brain where it's stored as a survival instinct, a sort of shut down feeling, a sense of fear or urgency, into a place where it's over, it's dealt with, it's done. And so we actually move the memory to a place where you feel at peace with yourself and what happened to you. And so transforming yourself is really a job for you and somebody like me, a therapist, someone that can help you re-evoke those experiences that haven't been metabolized. So it really isn't difficult. It's a simple process, but it needs a safe connection. That's where we go wrong, really, when we're trying to do it ourselves. So that's shame and transforming shame, and it's absolutely doable, and absolutely that is something everybody should know how to do. It's so important for children as well to learn that you don't have to be stuck in these shame states. So if that sounds interesting to you and you'd like to explore that with me, contact me here at Alchemy Therapies, or find me also on myemotionalaudit.com. Take care, everyone. Speak soon. Bye.